Hey, we're live. Are we live? Nobody's here. Is anybody here? What the hell? What kind of show is this? It says, hello? Hey, Mr. Peabody. What the hell's happening? I went to get a beer and hey guys, Brian, yo. Oh look. Hi.
I just woke up.
Yeah, me too.
I woke up and thought, I need a drink.
I know it's got to be after 8 a.m. somewhere.
That's right. Oh, let me, well, it's not quite empty enough yet.
Fauché? You like my...
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
It's like the Fauché Tower.
Fauché.
Have you been watching Jim Gaffigan on Facebook? He's all over. He's like doing a dinner with the Gaffigans thing, and I don't know. We got chatters in the chat.
Hey,
Whoa.
Billy 7. Oh, the floor of the shop.
I wanted to show Mark what replaced his Zap.
What the hell is happening?
He's taking us on a tour.
Brian is a rogue agent. What is that?
Space moved out, and look what moved in.
Here, I'm gonna.
A warrior? Shut up, dude. That looks good.
Has everybody dropped now? Because it's so annoying.
Warrior, shut up, dude.
Oh, yeah. What?
Yeah.
How the chatters doing? Tonight's going to be interesting, huh? Captain Lemming's going to make an appearance.
Oh, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, me too.
How's he feeling?
I think he thinks he's stronger than he is.
Huh.
But
I get to go rogue.
Oh, you know what else? I got to get some prizes out for What's in the Juke.
What's in the juke? Nice. Thursday, May 7th.
I'm still looking like a Skype image down there.
Oh, tonight we're going to have a good time.
Let's see.
We're going to have the same prize for all three top winners.
Somebody sent me a text about this. I got 2 messages from Casey.
Yeah?
Let's see.
So, since it's just the three of us tonight, and it's COVID-19 week 23, we're giving away Moldorama skulls. Plus, there's a song in What's in the Juke that's kind of related to this. But Mark's not looking.
Those are cool, man.
I'll show him again in a bit. Oh.
Casey will be playing for honor tonight.
Okay, good. Because I don't want to send him anything anyway. Actually, I think I already have to send him something, so it doesn't matter. If he wins, I'll send it to him anyway.
Adam getting a Moldorama? No, not quite.
No, yeah, I would love to, but Billy's been on the show. Well, Billy, you should come and join us. In fact, if you want to dial in right now, Billy, I'll hook you up. Shoot me your Skype handle if you want to be a co-host tonight, Billy. We got room. I could probably just add him. I'm sure we have his Skype handle from before.
Bring him in. He's been posting a ton of projects on Facebook.
I know. Let's try dialing him up, see what happens here. He's like, wait, I gotta put pants on.
Pants? Who needs pants? Oh my gosh, he had a post. He made his cover picture orbiter.
Let me see. If
I really want an
works.
orbiter. I don't know why I want an orbiter, but I want an orbiter.
Hey, I Billy Mitchell's. His is BM. 7.
Bowel movement.
Silly Billy 7, London, Great Britain. No?
Maybe that's supposed to be a secret.
he's in. Yeah, and I just gave it away. Sorry. No, I don't see him in here. William 7. No, that's not it.
So
How about let's try his real name?
Adam Finkelstone.
Yeah. Nope, I don't have him in my contacts list. Oh, that's funny. Hey, Mr. Peabody. Hey, Earth.io. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Play yay yay.
Whoop whoop.
I like that. And
hey, so if I end up getting this machine, this might take as long as the tail gunner took to show up, which still has not arrived. I still don't have the tail gunner I bought in November.
How did you? Is it been shipped?
No,
I don't know where it is.
he paid for it too. Sucker.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I bought it from this place that's like out on the East Coast called Coin Op Warehouse.
What? They're very good with me.
Well, but they didn't. So another guy who's actually I've gotten to know quite well sold it earlier that day. Coin Op Warehouse bought it from him and then relisted it without picking it up.
Oh, I see.
Well, so I bought it. It's still a great price. So I bought the thing, and they just didn't go get it for like 2 months.
Oh,
Gosh.
that sounds terrible.
So, I mean, I have enough projects. I'm not really worried about it, but at the same time, I don't know. So I'm kind of at a point now. We were supposed to meet, but then all the conventions got canceled. So then what do you do? I mean, like, I'm not going to meet him somewhere. So it's kind of at a point now where I really am not quite sure what I'm doing with this machine. I got to get in touch with those guys and find out where the hell it is.
God. Hey, I can't share my screen, can I? That
Kirk
doesn't
to
work,
Enterprise. Kirk to Enterprise.
does it? Share screen.
I
Where
can have
is
enough
Brian's
products.
game? Tell us where Brian's game is.
Out in Maryland.
Psha.
I'm gonna try to share my screen.
You do that.
Let's see what this does.
Okay.
Do you see yourselves?
I see
Yes.
myself.
Okay. Do you see that?
No,
Yes,
I don't.
it's a phone booth.
It doesn't show up on the OBS.
Oh, it doesn't. Dang it.
Nope.
Okay, I'll stop.
Yeah. Oh, it's fine. I mean, Spock.
How do I get out of that?
Hey,
Yes, Chris Graham. I
yo,
definitely
Eddie.
have enough projects.
Yo, Eddie, what's up, dude? Tonight's show is going to be off the hook.
You could dial Susan in and ask her if I have enough projects.
Okay.
Wow, Susan.
Yeah,
Oh.
she asked.
Hello,
she-
Susan. What's her name? I did that one season. It was pretty funny.
Can't do it again.
Somebody sent me a Solar Fox cocktail ad. Susan asked me if the point was just to hoard all the cocktails I could, or if I actually had a purpose with them.
Your special purpose?
I don't know. I don't know what her problem is.
It's my special purpose. That's a good 80s reference.
Oh, that's funny. That are funny.
Yeah, that's real funny. You got a sense of humor and a pretty mouth.
You got a pretty mouth.
Okay.
I like French fried potatoes.
So are we giving up on Colin Billy or what's going on there?
Oh, just a second. What did we? He was on the show not that long. Wasn't he on this season even?
Yeah, Billy 7.
I think I should already have his Skype handle.
Let's see here.
Let me do a search in my messenger for Skype.
I'm looking too. I don't know which. What day was it?
That's it.
That would.
Yeah, that would be more telling. That might have been last season. No, it was this season. Had to have been.
God.
Oh, man.
Oh, I heard something.
Found another auction.
Damn it.
What the hell? Get off the freaking. You are terrible. You're
I'm
terrible.
Yeah.
You're like,
Be
"Oh,
here."
I'm
I was looking to
sexting
see what
and
Coin Op
looking for
Warehouse might-
games, and oh, we're on a show.
I was looking to see what Coin Op Warehouse might have on
Yeah.
other things, and actually, here's a dinosaur egg. for
Anyone
sale.
who sees,
I have a dinosaur egg showing up.
oh, hey, Billy just got Skype on his phone. Hey, Billy, shoot me your Skype handle. We'll dial you in. Put on my Facebook Messenger.
Billy wants the dinosaur eggs. He likes that game. This one's only 400.
Is he dialing us already?
It was July last year somewhere.
Yeah, we're gonna bring Billy in. Make sure to turn your phone sideways when we call you, Billy.
Nice.
Yeah, he's on a delay, so he's about to answer me. Okay. Did you guys look at the show notes? It looks kind of fun tonight.
I think it'd be kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've got a good product.
Oh, gadgets.
Ooh, I like gadgets. Do we have any news?
Da-da-da-da-da.
Dum, bum,
I
bum.
got kicked off the news segment.
Yeah, you were fired.
You could
I
read the
was fired.
second. The second article is way too long, and I wrote it like that so Adam would skip it.
That's funny. He just sent me a QR code, which I can't scan because I'm on my computer. But like if I was, if I had another, I mean, I could probably add them through this thing. Let me see. See, as I'm in this call already.
Hey guys, stand by for technical.
Well, I've never done this before. Allow. This isn't doing anything. I can.
Oh, weird.
Thursday, May 7th. I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad we haven't had to do a phone call where we're all wearing masks. That's nice.
No, we could also take calls from the audience too. That'd be funny.
Sure, everybody. If you want to leave a voicemail during this show, just give us.
Yeah, go ahead.
612-548-GAME. That's 612-548-GAME.
4263. Oh, there we go.
Or 4263, right.
Well, his handle must... Okay. Billy7 would like to chat with me on Skype.
What?
Oh. All right, let's do this.
If you don't want to talk to us, you can call 1-520-FEEL-VGO.
It says his handle is Billy7, so I'm just going to look him up. I think this is it.
Hey, guys, this is Bobcat. I actually called a VGO once as
This
Bobcat.
one was not in here before. I'm adding him.
Which one? Oh, yeah? Okay.
And plus,
Yeah.
This will be interesting. See if he picks
trying
up.
to get secrets.
He's active on.
Did it work?
Hey, I see you.
Did it what? Yeah.
How's it going?
Oh, good. I got to turn the YouTube off here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got to turn that off. And
You'll
Oh,
have some nice echo.
I should probably get an earbud too.
no, you're fine. You sound good. There's no feedback.
I do like the light on your head.
It's very cool.
Oh.
Look at that. We got him on there.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
we have a guest, sort of. That works. So you got to go get yourself situated, get yourself a beer. In the meantime, let's spin up the intro to the show and let you get time to get settled. What do you think? All right. Sounds good.
This looks like a job for Captain Lemming! Come on, Spine, work with me. This looks...
I had to play that. You just have to play it.
Live from KOYR Studios in Minneapolis, Minnesota, this is Arcade Radio.
Hello, Commander. Computer reporting.
Intruder alert, intruder alert. A stimulating opponent.
Well, that's us.
Yeah.
And that means...
Oh.
Hello, and thanks for joining us in the Arcadosphere. This is Season 4, Episode 19 of the Arcade Radio Podcast. Today is Thursday, May 7th, 2020, and the time is now approximately 7:30 p.m. Central. I am your host, Adam Steven Spielberg. I'm joined by my co-host, Mark Time Runner Shields, and Paradise Arcade Shop proprietor and Star Trek Picard showrunner Brian Thurston Howell Armitage III. And joining us tonight, an elusive superhero operating in the city, and one of his first foes to respond to the threat of a Diaman. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Captain Lemming. But didn't he just kill himself?
He died. So who's the backup?
Oh, but seriously, surprise guest host and curator of the crazy coin-op eccentricities, Mr. Billy Seven. Hey, man. Welcome to our craziness.
Yo, what up?
Hey, nice hat, dude.
Thank you. Your friend there, your co-host, hooked me up with it.
Brian, nice work. All right, cool. We had a couple of those made. Who created the intro? Oh, that would be me. Yo, Eddie. Yeah. Using Adobe Spark and some amazing clip art, and then I produced the song. Yeah, it was fun. It was good. It was a good time. So we all have like some fun stuff we've been working on. I'm going to start with Billy because, dude, you've been working on a lot.
Well, when you're out of a job, you got plenty of time to do stuff.
I see you have a vacuum cleaner handy.
I can't see the picture very well. This was here to, This was here to tempt Mr. Armitage.
Oh my God! What is that? That is amazing.
What?
Hey, I'm buying. I just found your dinosaur eggs, Billy. I'm sending it to you, shipping direct.
Alvin G, baby.
Okay, so what are we looking at, Billy?
This game here. Can you see that now?
Oh, Rock and Moon Rally. All right.
So it's got some track balls here, and there's some angry little Martians in there.
Excellent.
And this is meant for a family fun center, and you put your money in and you run the trackball. They're like an Atari football trackball size, and you try to get your little guy on your scooter to go all the way around. You try to beat your competitor, or you can play it by yourself. And it's tickets for the kids. It's gambling.
I love it. Yeah, that's pretty much what all, like Dave & Buster's is just like training for going to Vegas one day.
And, this is something that happened after MoMA auction a couple of years ago. My friend and I have debated the ins and outs of kiddie gambling. I like them. And we went over to Dave & Buster's. Dave & Buster's, the one in Maple Grove. Yeah. After the Minnesota arcade operator, this is what we all look forward to here in Minnesota, the getting together back in the day and buying junk and talking about how junky it is.
Yeah.
It was when it was in Osseo at the grocery store. So we went over to Dave & Buster's, and we walked in. We're walking through the games, and my friend and I looked at each other, and it was one of those like jinx moments. They had a slot machine for spitting out tickets. It was a slot machine.
That is crazy. At Dave & Buster's?
Trying to hide it.
And by the way, they have a great happy hour special.
Really?
Yeah, like if you guys ever want to go there after work once COVID lifts, that'd be great because it's like $3 for a cocktail. Any
Heck
cocktail. Yeah.
Wow.
And
It's
beers
even
are
cheaper at
super
my
cheap
bar.
too. Yeah, it's just great.
I could use one when I knocked mine over when I moved the vacuum cleaner.
Oh shit. Okay, you go get that, and Mark, you talk about what you.
It's game room carpet. It don't matter.
But you need a new drink. You need a new drink. That's a.
That's awesome.
Well,
So, Mark. Oh
I
wait.
just want to say real quick. You were talking about working on things.
Oh yeah.
Literally, as your show is starting up, I've been working on the steeplechase, and did the top cabinet today, the monitor and all that, and just starting to tear into the bottom. It's actually in good shape. It wasn't water damage. Just the back needs a couple of screws, not on the inside. Okay, no sheetrock screws on outside of cabinets, please. And so I pulled the power supply board out. And I don't know about you guys, but I love looking at boards. Like, I want to know who Cindy is that inspected my board on 1976. So I just pulled this wood power. It's a little different than all the other games. So I slide this transformer out, and on the edge of the board where it was hidden under the cleat, it has somebody's name in 1976, just as you guys were booting up, and I was all excited about that. So
That's cool. I mean, that sounds like a
history.
Now, I've been ripping into my jukebox, and I also see those stickers all over. I love seeing inspected by blah blah blah, and so yeah.
In every DeLorean, the gull-wing doors, there's like upholstery above you, and you can pull that panel off and see the bare stainless steel. And what happened was, as they were going through the factory, workers would write stuff inside. They call them the cave paintings, because they were going to be hidden once they put the upholstery in.
Oh, like graffiti kind of things?
That's
Exactly.
awesome.
It's pretty wild, man. And mine has some pretty strange stuff. I can't quite make out what was going on in Belfast. But
By the way, I just posted a video of what Steeplechase is. It's a 6-player arcade game.
yes.
Originally released in 1975 by Atari. By its subsidiary Key Games, really, right? So,
Yeah, of course.
or no, it was developed by Key Games, but it was released by Atari.
I heard he was involved in the development, and it might explain a little bit of the design of it, but it is branded Atari.
Right. Now that's an interesting thing, because I always heard, and maybe we should have asked Nolan about this. If I wasn't asleep, I probably would have. But it was Key Games. I thought that was invented to create competition for Atari.
I've heard numerous stories, but the one I believe. Oh, and I was going to ask you last week when you were busting on Kurt. Do you have a copy of Business is Fun?
When I was busting on Kurt about what?
And Bill?
I'm sorry, what?
Wasn't he the one you were mad because he took your money or something?
Why am I not remembering this? Kurt?
You were drunker.
Kurt who? Who took my money? And by the way, I want it back.
Well, anyway, there's a book, Atari Business is Fun, and it was Kurt Vendel and Marty Goldman.
Yeah, Kurt. Yeah.
And I don't remember. I read that book. I love it. But somewhere in there and other places I've heard, to stave off all the copying of games, they took and created Key. And I'm pretty sure in this part, the president of Key was Nolan's neighbor. And they set Key up, and they were going to sue Key for infringement. And instead, they agreed that they would take over the company. So games were designed at a different building than Atari and had different people, but that's why all the parts and stuff are similar. So that's what I vaguely remember. I don't know how much of it's right, but I'm pretty sure it was his neighbor that became president.
You know, it's funny you mentioned Kurt's name, and I was thinking it was spelled with a K. I have a friend named Kurt Mayer, whom I'm much better friends with than Kurt Vendel, who I call Kurt Vandal. But yeah, I hope he hears me someday and wants to pick a fight, because I'd love to punch him right in the teeth. But that I remember now. I'm much and actually, I think Kurt's like probably one of the foremost Atari historians in our midst. Who's got that? Is that you, Billy?
Is that the Super Pac-Man?
I probably should turn that off.
She's real loud. I love it.
I love the Super Pac-Man.
Yeah, the same breaker as this other stuff. I'll turn some other things on.
Oh, that one's. If you turn that one off, we're good, I think. But it sounds so cool. Who doesn't love Super Pac-Man? But anyway, Kurt Vendel, probably one of the foremost Atari historians in our midst, and very active on the Atari Age forums. It doesn't mean you have to like him. So, yeah. So you've been working on Steeplechase. That's pretty freaking cool. I like it. I'll go next. I bought a kit from High Score Saves to go into a millipede, to change my millipede into super millipede with millipede, centipede, and super breakout. And I think this, I don't know if it was my fault or not, but thankfully he is going to replace the kit. I put a couple 6502s in there. One of them came up garbled, and then it didn't work after that. But yeah. So now I've got. Did you guys hear an elevator? Oh,
Somebody here?
oh. Windows wants me to restart. No.
No.
No. Are you out of your?
Sure.
Are you out of your Vulcan mind? Yeah. Another time. Okay. So, but anyway, I got this kit. Someone is calling. Are they calling on the line right now?
What? We're getting Skype chats?
You told people to call.
Got someone else I can pop off if they're more interested.
No. You're it for tonight. Now you're stuck here. So
it'll go to voicemail, right?
Yeah. So anyway, my other kit that I got from him works great. I think I must have. I hope I didn't, but I think something must have fried out when I put a bad chip in it. So he's gonna replace it, and that's cool. And then I have an electrician coming tomorrow to Adam's Arcade, and he's gonna add 4 new 4-gang electrical boxes to 4 rooms.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then, so that'll expand 2 closets, actually, that will end up having... My console game room will have a really cool sort of PlayStation 1, SNES, and new Nintendo Entertainment System. And I dug out yesterday. This is Nichibutsu.
Nice.
They released a collection of Nichibutsu games for the PlayStation 1 in Japan. And it includes Moon Cresta, Crazy Kong, and Tom's... Frisky Tom is what it's called. I've never heard of it.
This is incredible.
Yes. And so, and then there's 3 upgraded versions of them on there. So there's effectively 3 games with 2 options each. But there's a Crazy Kong 85 that was never released here. Better graphics, a little better sound.
This is an arcade thing for a cabinet?
There's 3. No, it's a PlayStation 1 collection of the arcade classics with upgraded graphics.
Nice.
They released this, or you just picked it up?
Well, I picked it up, but you can't play it on an American PlayStation. So I happen to have a Japanese modified PlayStation, and I hooked it up yesterday and played it. And for God's sakes, it's one of the worst implementations of a game ever. So I got to figure out if there's another way to control that thing other than with the PlayStation controller, because it's awful. I mean, think about it. You've got, and for Crazy Climbers, 2 joysticks, right? Kind of like Robotron, but you're just climbing and trying to avoid windows shutting on you and pots being dropped on you and stuff. And it's a super fun game. I have the real game in my garage right now, the cocktail version.
So do you use a button for the other joystick?
Yeah, and then you use the D-pad for... It's really difficult.
It's hard.
Yeah, I'm like, I think it would be fun to put it in people's hands and just watch them be frustrated. I think it'd be more fun to watch people be frustrated than actually play the game. Because yesterday I was like, like, this sucks. Like, who wants to do that? Anyway. Yeah, so I'm not working on a whole lot more than my millipede upgrade. And when are we going to get stuff powder coated, Sir Brian?
The box keeps growing.
Yeah, I've got...
I just keep adding things over and over and over. I have I should go tomorrow. I should take it in.
Well, I've got a box... actually 2 boxes of stuff.
I've just literally, we started out with 4 pieces. We're up to 2 boxes now.
Yeah.
Are they open?
He is still accepting stuff, and actually it's kind of nice how he's doing it. He's keeping distant, and you drop the stuff off. He's actually pretty responsible about how he's handling business. I was actually I kind of expected, super nice guy, but does a lot of powder coating, and wasn't expecting him to really take things that seriously. And it was exactly the opposite. He was just very oh, nope, you stay there, I'll be here. It was neat.
I think once that comes back and I can rebuild the power supply, I'll be more excited about getting Journey put back together. I've reached out to Rich now twice and I haven't heard back. But way before all this happened, I ordered some glass, some Omega Race glass, and it hasn't shown. Or my T-shirt that was way before COVID. And I just sent an email saying, hey, when are you guys going to reopen? I haven't heard boo. So
they're doing some limited stuff now. I know I was chatting with Kendra the other day. She's home. Rich has been going in. It's out there. The restrictions have they're really strict. I mean, here, I haven't heard of anybody getting pulled over in Minnesota for anything. And out there, it's a different.
Where's out there again?
Oregon?
He's out in Oregon. Yep.
Interesting. Which is weird because don't they have more space there than us?
Well, I mean, he's in Portland area, so
sure,
But
weird. All right, I've droned on enough. Brian, tell us what you've been working on.
No, absolutely nothing.
Bull crap! You just got back today. Don't even give me that crap.
Okay, so actually, so I dropped off my trailer down in Chicago. So Jason Kopp, who
He's
probably
lying.
is not in the chat because he is winding yokes with Ted Hooper right now.
Oh.
And so I brought my trailer down to Ted with a Tail Gunner 2 in it and Congo Bongo for Ted. And then he took the trailer and he's now over in Ohio. And he and Jason are winding some yokes, which is pretty cool. So that's their deal. And then on the way back, he's picking up my dinosaur eggs that I bought last September also, because I tend to leave games all around the country. And there's this Solar Fox cocktail, which somebody should jump ahead of me and buy it in Detroit. It's on Craigslist. I really should not be buying it. So I'm telling everybody about it, that I really do want to buy and have him pick up on the way back. For games I've been working on, I did a flipper rebuild on my Indiana Jones, which is looking awesome. Threw some new glass on Whirlwind and Twilight Zone. Finished off the LED conversion of Twilight Zone, which I'm really happy with. And did the mod that every Twilight Zone should have. I don't care if you agree with modding pinballs or not. You should put gumballs in the damn gumball machine. So, little plug for Pinball Life. And I'll mention some more about that later because I've been doing a lot of stuff. They sell the glass seamless gumballs and they look awesome. I have the plastic ones and the glass ones. It's $9. I found glass marbles on Amazon that would have worked. They were like $7.50, and I figured just support Terry.
I have real ones you could put in there.
No, these are real gumballs. No.
Yeah, and they're hard as rocks. They're petrified.
They're a little small. I mean, the gumballs actually, it's I think it's 12 or 13 millimeter.
Yeah, these are Ford gumballs. They're tiny.
Oh, the penny gumballs.
Yeah, the penny gumballs. They're awesome.
Huh.
Except for when they've been in your gumball machine for 6 years.
Unbelievable.
So
then they're not that good.
I shipped a cartoon booth, a Space Zap, and an Omega Race.
Thank God.
Yes, for the cartoon booth.
Finally out the door.
That is an essential. That's essential.
Oh my gosh. I sold a Jelco cabinet, which was falling apart. Some guy drove up from Rochester.
For a
and
doctor,
took 2
you don't pay any attention to COVID-19 restrictions.
I put it outside and told him, you have fun with it.
Yeah, this all sounds made up to me.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Well, I did find pieces of the cabinet on the ground afterwards.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
That's
so.
I was going to make a joke about Marty, but I'm not going to.
Marty's awesome, but Marty would have pieces of the cabinet on the ground. I don't think Marty would argue with that either. I did also clean up the artwork for the sign for the cartoon booths, and I sent Marty a picture. So
I'm going to eat some almonds. This leads us to Mark. Mark!
Oh, good deal. I get to talk now. Okay, let me think. Sorry, I was cleaning up the show notes. Okay, so first thing, I thinned the herd of my games in storage, and it turns out I had 2 Pac-Man projects.
Oh.
4 Miss Pac-Man projects.
Oh.
2 upright centipede projects. I actually have a second cocktail centipede. I have one that's restored and beautiful, and then I have one that's just kind of But I'm keeping that. Not part of the story. And then I had like a Mortal Kombat cabinet that looked like it had been through a robbery or something,
Mortal Kombat.
So all 10 of these machines I got somebody to buy at an extremely reduced rate of only, I'll just say it, I made $600.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Both Pac-Man projects?
Oh, not only, I forgot one last machine, also a Namco 20th Reunion. The one that I have that looks like it was underwater, like in a... Like somebody had dredged the lake, and look, there's a Namco 20th Reunion Pac-Man in the lake.
Why would you get rid of that?
Like they do with cars now. They highlight the crappiness of them.
Well, I mean, all of these were pretty bad. They all have sort of that Texas, humidity damage that you see a lot, or at least I see a lot.
What is like planking to the sides or something?
Well, some were in hurricanes, and some were in homes that flooded just because of heavy rain and all sorts of fun stuff like that.
Have you noticed, I mean, I don't know about you, Mark, but when I get machines from California, they always seem pretty nice.
Yes. I find that if you don't have, hurricane-type weather or, your yard fill, it's just too flat here. That's the problem.
Humidity, lack of humidity,
right.
Nice weather, no huge storms. I mean, the earthquakes, I guess, don't seem to do much damage to the cabinets.
Yeah. Just they fall over. Zach's on. That was kind of cool. I do know that
What just happened? What just happened?
I have no idea. Oh, that's because I sold that Mortal Kombat. Thank you. Gary Rogers has them all, so if anybody wants anything from him, go for it.
Wow, that is incredible. That's like that's like you paid him to take them away.
I did take all the PCBs out. I did take except for the pack one, the Namco 23. I pulled 4 Geo7 monitors out that I have now.
Oh, I could use one of those. Why are there so many Geo7s in? I can't find any up here.
I love Geo7s.
Me too. They're really crisp, but they burn in really badly. Yeah,
that's right. I've been trying to do a tube swap on one, and I think that the yoke I have has gone bad because I never really knew if it worked. I just took it off of something else.
Sure.
Okay, so let me kind of wind up on what I'm doing. I moved Piranha came inside.
Okay.
Exevious was sent home to climate control storage.
Oh,
nice. And I did some more juggling to where I could make some room. And I mean, in addition to getting rid of these 10 games, I'm also taking my basketball games that I have in the garage.
Wow.
They're full-sized, and they weigh 600 pounds each, but they're going into storage. And let's see, I'm going to send my 3 elevator action board sets off to arcadecomponents.com. Are you familiar with Raymond Jett?
It sounds familiar.
I know the name.
He's a pretty cool, fixer-upper guy. What am I trying to say? Repair artist up in the Dallas area. And he's been super busy during the quarantining time. So all 3 elevator actions are going that way. And then last but not least, I decided if I was going to buy a pinball machine or a phone booth.
And what did you decide?
I'm buying a phone booth.
Cool.
And it's $9,000.
Wow, that's expensive. Does it come with a Superman inside of it?
Well, let me post the link here
in the chat.
In the chat.
Nice.
I'm getting the Bill and Ted excellent phone booth from Cubicle.
Oh, are you kidding me? It's a time machine.
Correct.
Well, we should add that to the
So crates come with it?
No, but Noah's wife is available.
Is
it Noah's wife? I don't really know if it's his wife or his girlfriend.
All right. All right. I'm going to spin up the next segment here.
It's the Arcade News with Adam Stevens.
That's us. That's me. That's us, me.
Yeah.
Are you skipping
both
me
of
again?
the voices in your head?
No, I'm first. You have to just sit there and listen. Okay.
Mute.
Wait. Mute. I'm gonna pick one news article and then you can go. How's that?
No, I'm gonna take a break.
Because this, okay, like how many
break?
weeks are you gonna take a break for?
You know.
Why do we always come up with hackaday.com stuff? Putting an arcade cabinet inside of an NES controller. I like this idea. So the arcade game, shoehorned into an original Nintendo Entertainment System controller from Taylor Burley, is certainly made made a little bit easier by its starting with one of those miniature cabinets that are all the rage now. But since he's still achieved the feat of an entire arcade game and a controller, well, we need to stand by our assessment in this title. And the interesting thing is this first person? Like, did we write this?
No, we did not.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, whenever I get something from Hackaday, I definitely think they were high. So.
Yeah, because right now I sound high. Like, in fact, I'm just going to change my tone to a more Bill and Ted. In fact, he's put not only one but 4. That's more of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, don't you think? I sound more like a turtle. I sound more like Michelangelo from the Turtles. Yeah. So anyway, they put this thing inside the little controller, and it's pretty cool. Check it out, hackaday.com. And that brings us to our next segment, which is a new and beautiful segment we like to call Arcade Gadgets.
I always felt that the true stars at Atari was engineering.
Oh, you're an inventor.
Yes, I am.
What have you invented?
A lot of things.
Like
a lot of things. Like things that you've heard of.
Like?
Well, things that you will have heard of, okay? Patents are pending.
Arcade Gadgets with Brian the Clown.
Welcome to the Gadget segment. The best segment, except for all the other segments. Actually, I've got a really cool gadget this week. So I'm gonna go and find the YouTube clip that I didn't do. It's about Tube Time announced the Scope Trex vector gaming console for your oscilloscope or XY monitor. So
could you repeat that? What's the oscilloscope?
That's what he said.
What's this oscilloscope XY?
This is what? All right. So
what's it for again?
So, well, if you'd stop interrupting,
I just didn't hear you. Hey, did anyone else understand Brian, or is he talking too fast?
It's the Scope Trex.
And what's it for?
Have you ever wanted to buy a Vectrex, but you can't afford the high prices on auction sites?
But what's it for?
Now you can build your own Vectrex and run it on an oscilloscope or an XY monitor.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, see? All you had to do is be patient.
Oscilloscope.
You just had to be patient.
How do you say that in Canada? In Canadian?
Scope Trex, eh?
That's a good one.
So, yuck. We Minnesotans, we we make fun of our Canadian neighbors. Yeah.
So
beam me up.
This is this really cool 5 by 8 inch board, or maybe it's even smaller than that, 2.8 by 5 inch board. Anyways, this guy designed a Vectrex motherboard that will play on an oscilloscope. You only need a little 500 milliamp power supply, 5 volts. And he even designed, what's super cool about this, he designed these little like PCB based controllers. Gives you the full parts list. The board files are available on GitHub. You can order these from any of the PCB manufacturers, domestic or foreign.
Yeah.
And build your own Vectrex.
Amazing.
Yeah. No, and
do you need the carts, or does it have all the software loaded?
So I believe this has Mindstorm loaded into it. So you still do need the carts.
There's a cartridge port in the picture.
Oh, so wait, sorry. This does not include the Mindstorm game. So, but
that seems like highway robbery. You get something for free, and it doesn't come with anything for free. Huh.
Well, like the whole board design and everything else.
What about the controller?
Yeah.
Well, that's the neat thing. He made this PCB based controller that you can actually build up out of available parts and use either on this game or on an original Vectrex.
Oh.
Yeah, no, this is a really neat little project. The fact that this guy shared this, all the bill of materials, he has it designed for the 6809 or the 6809E. He gave alternative sound chips so you can spend less money on your sound. All sorts of neat little things to make the Vectrex more accessible. Also of note, there is some discussion, and I don't know if this is public or if this is information that I have on the DL, but I'm going to talk about it anyways. There is some word about Vec Fever being produced in a more readily available format and available to everybody. We're talking about going production on Vec Fever.
What's that?
So Vec Fever is this cartridge for the Vectrex that allowed you to basically run Vector MAME on your Vectrex.
Oh.
And it was this over-the-top vector cart that allowed all of this crazy stuff to be done. So you could even put a real-time clock and a thermometer on it and run that on your Vectrex. It was just the stuff they did with Vec Fever was really next level with what they were able to do. You could sit there and play Major Havoc on your Vectrex. So.
Wow.
What a bitch.
I'm such an asshole.
Wow. There you go.
Aren't you supposed to attract viewers?
Well, hey.
So, anyways,
Billy,
those are the gadgets for today.
Billy, you got any gadgets?
No, but I got a question.
Okay.
Every time I listen to the show, I like that. Have you invented a lot of things and all that? Where's that from?
Oh, that's from. Mark, you're probably better versed in this.
That's from Transformers 5, I think, with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably why I haven't seen it.
Well, I got to tell you, that movie is better than the first 3 Transformer movies. And if you haven't seen Bumblebee, that is the best Transformers movie.
It is great.
So
I got the first one. It was okay, and then I watched the one where Optimus Prime is in a barn or something. And I got to the part where they go to the car dealership and this bug Transformer comes in and spends 5 minutes explaining the plot.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? And then I got 20 more minutes into it. I'm like, how much longer is this? And I had over an hour left, and I was like,
yeah. So the Michael Bay ones are terrible. He has his name attached as executive producer on Bumblebee, but it's not directed by him. The story's really great, and it's all set in the 80s.
It's pretty
awesome. Wolverine great?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh no.
Which Wolverine?
Wolverine great?
I don't.
The movie Wolverine?
I've never seen Wolverine.
What? Origins movie? Are you talking about which one of the Wolverines?
Wolverine?
Well, maybe I'm getting the name wrong. The one where he ages and has the kid and all that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I've seen X-Men 1, 2, and 3, and the 2 newest X-Men, and the one that Bryan Singer made that corrected the 3. Anyway, I just lose.
I think Wolverine's better than all of them.
I'm losing you. You need to get closer to your phone or something. So
I didn't want to know.
Wait, I do have one more gadget.
Oh, you do?
So,
What's the other gadget?
Does anybody have a Mister board?
What's a Mister?
Wait, I do. Here, let me. Okay.
A Mister is an FPGA emulation of. It's an open source FPGA emulation of a bunch of classic arcade games and consoles. So it does a great. Because it's open source.
Someone's
unlike
messing with my
BitKit,
soundboard.
Other people are coming up with different cores for this game. So it's got a bunch of vector games, got a bunch of raster games, got a bunch of console games. Anyways, we designed new memory to run the Neo Geo core that they just released.
Huh.
So we designed this. I've got to test it, but yeah. So the Neo Geo core requires extra memory. The existing memory modules for it are designed in a very weird way that doesn't allow for easy manufacturing. So I redesigned the memory modules and we built them up, and we're going to test them.
Cool. You know what that means? We need to move on to the next segment.
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin quarter mile.
Back to the cave with Time Runner.
Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Hey, Doc. Welcome, everybody, to Back to the Cade. And my first segment is what's going on at the arcade. Technically, in the last week, we've been doing something a little bit different, and we're going to continue that streak. So here is a musical sample from an 80s movie. Can you name the main actor and title of this film?
You think that's enough?
It is pretty good.
It's 24 seconds.
And I think during that, I'll give everybody a hint. Some people were searching for some gaming company.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Good one, Christopher. Dirty Dancing is not the answer. It is War Games. Brian Frober.
Good job.
Right. If you name the song, we'll give you nothing.
Nobody will know. That was History Lesson by the Beepers. They did this song and then another one called Video Fever. They're impossible to find, but they're on YouTube if you want to check it out.
Yeah. They're on the Entrada or La La Land War Games soundtrack release.
La La Land? Let's check that out.
Yeah. I can't remember who did it.
So that was just a warm-up for this one thing that I do where I ask Adam...
Mm-hmm. What do you ask
What's
me?
What's in the juke?
Nice. Welcome to What's in the Juke.
Good.
Where we're playing the Guess That Movie Song Part 2 series today.
Oh, Part 2.
That's right.
We love sequels.
You get a half point for guessing the song.
Scotty, tell me the name of the song.
Or the artist. Or the name of that 80s film that we're talking about.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I don't have to work tomorrow, so I don't care.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, what happens if you get like
If you guess the song, you'll get a half point.
Oh.
Half point.
What the heck was that?
If you guess the artist, you'll get another half point.
Okay.
Half point.
That means you could get a
full point
if you get them both, right?
Yeah, you can get 1.5 if you
half
get
point. Full point.
Oh, that's good. All right, so here we go. These are fairly well known. I don't think that we're going to get too many.
All right.
And Casey's playing for honor tonight.
Oh,
there are prizes.
Oh yeah.
For the second, third, and fourth place winners, who will not be Casey.
Well, hey Billy, why don't you tell us about these prizes? Because we have these three guys tonight.
They come from the most interesting. I don't know. They're the coolest coin-operated device ever made. It's
They smell
machine.
so good.
Injection molding machine, coin-operated, made in 1962. All machines were made in 1962 and 3, so they're all that old. And there's a couple of people that keep them running, two companies, Moldorama, Moldomatic. Moldorama's out of Chicago. They have machines here in Minnesota. And they're good friends of mine, and they've helped me in my quest to have the coolest coin-operated device in my collection. And as such, I've been able to share them with people. We put it out for Halloween. And right now, both Moldorama and Moldomatic, all their sites are closed due to COVID.
Sure.
So they've gone to online sales, which they've never done because it's all about making the souvenir on location. And they're taking the proceeds right now and they're sending them to the zoos and museums that are closed, that still have to feed animals and have staff to curate and such. So if you don't win one tonight, you have a chance to go out and search either company out. Moldorama's closest to my heart. And maybe pick up a cool souvenir or two and help support not just their companies, but actually the locations that they come from.
So these are very special. They are skull moldoramas that are made from Billy Seven's old moldorama machine that he got help from the Moldorama company to get working. And I don't know if you own this mold or if you were able to borrow it, but it's a pretty cool keepsake. It fits in the palm of your hand. And I think you could probably put a couple of LEDs in this thing and light it up. It would look really cool.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to give those away.
Is it showing me or the machine?
I see.
That's the machine.
The machine.
Okay.
All right.
So awesome.
Moldorama.com. All right. For the first one, okay, so we're doing, it's a special night again, right? So if you get the name of the artist, the name of the song, or the movie, you get a half point, right?
Right.
So, all right. Here we go.
You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah!
Yeah!
Boom, boom. And that is the touch. It is Transformers, and it is Stan Bush. So Mr. Peabody's in for a full point.
Full point.
And it looks like Metropolis was the first one?
Yeah, that's right. He got
half point.
All right. Okay, here comes your next track. This one's going to, I mean, I know the song, but the movie might be a little bit more difficult. Here we go. What's happening? That took a while.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you put that tape.
That's in my cassette deck right now. Not Miami Sound Machine. It is Rhythm of the Night. That's Mr. Peabody. And it is DeBarge. That is correct.
Yeah, Mr. Peabody got both of those.
Yeah, and
He's rocking it out.
Which movie is it in?
They play a little more with the lights.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The world is on your shoulders, and all of the madness has got you going crazy.
Yeah, so if that was Miami Sound Machine, you would have heard Gloria Estefan, but it was not. All right, so which movie was that in, Mark?
I'll tell you. The Last Dragon.
Ooh.
Which I have not seen, but it came out in 1985, so I think I need to go back and check it out.
All right. Okay, here comes the next track. I don't think I need to play anymore.
No.
There's going to be some half points coming up right now. I can just feel it. All right. And who got that?
Half
Casey.
point.
Casey is in. And Metropolis. And also Casey for
half point.
Another half point on Harold Faltermeyer, which makes him a full point. And that is Beverly Hills Cop. So.
Full point. Half point.
For Casey.
All right, Casey.
So
that's Axel F. In case we
all
missed
right. That is correct. Axel F. Beverly Hills Cop. All right, here we go. Next track. This one fades in. Just makes you feel so fuzzy inside.
It's not the last Starfighter.
Well, that was great, though. Metropolis, Never-Ending Story is correct. And Damn It is not correct. But that, okay, Lamal is correct, Mr. Peabody. And so Never-Ending Story from the movie. We're going to have to give Mike Page a half point for that, too.
Half point.
For all three of those guys. Hey, Mike, we're out of gifts. We got to talk to you. And we need you to send, if you're going to send in more gifts for us to give away, we want your business cards in them so we can promote you when we send them out. They have been a huge hit, and I have a ton to send out. They're going out this week.
They're awesome, man.
Yeah. Oh, you got one, Billy. What'd you think of that thing?
I love it. It's the depth is cool, the size. I'd love to get a Seawolf one when I get a little more cash flush again after this COVID and job situation.
Oh, it's funny. I gave away a Seawolf last week. It's right here. And it's going
I saw it.
So big.
They are just amazing. I think it's some of the best craftsmanship I've seen in a arcade magnet. Okay, so that's cool. And the next track coming up is this is going to be a big hit. Also in a video game.
Nice. Oh, that's true.
Yep. And if you don't get it, I am ashamed to have this group of chatters in here. Oh, Christopher Graham is on the board with The Goonies and Cyndi Lauper. I think we have to give them to him.
Nice.
The song is Goodies Are Good Enough. So, Mr. Peabody, you were close. I'm going to give it to Christopher, though, because he hasn't any points yet. He's on the board now. And what movie is that from? To Live and Die in L.A.? Is that correct? I don't think that's in that song. That's who did that sound? It's Wang Chung did that soundtrack.
Wang Chung. I love that movie though.
It's a great movie and it's a great soundtrack.
I have a distinct weird memory from that movie. I was at the mall with my buddy Mike Lee.
Yeah.
Crazy Korean guy.
Oh.
And he's like, "Hey, do you like stuff that smells good?" And then before I knew what had happened, he had sprayed Drakkar Noir in a big, huge wet spot on my back. So all through the movie, I smell like Drakkar Noir, and now every time I smell Drakkar Noir, I think of To Live and Die in L.A.
I love that, and this video is funny because they act like Spielberg directed the movie, and they have like this fake Spielberg guy in it, but it's not him. Does anyone know who directed this movie? I'll give you a half point if you do. In the next 10 seconds, it is the same director of Superman. And 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Like an auction.
Yep, it is Richard Donner. Anyway, okay, next track. Here you go. Oh shoot.
Oh.
Out of control.
Wow.
All right, we got a lot of vacations
Yes.
in there. Holy crap. Everybody knows this Vacation. Who is the singer, for crying out loud?
Casey got Vacation first.
And it looks like Ryan is in for Litzy Buckingham and Hula Day Road. All right. So I think Ryan, S1500's on the board.
Full point.
For a full point. Does that look what it's like?
That's right.
And who got Vacation?
It was Casey.
Half point.
Nice. Okay. There's a lot of damn it's in the chat tonight. Okay, here we go.
Damn it.
It's like a damn it. All right, this is in a couple of movies we're discussing, and one of them is, I'm going to give it away here, is Secret of My Success. We were talking before the show.
Oh.
And I was quizzing Mark. He didn't quite get it, so
I could not remember. You know, I know mostly the Night Ranger stuff from that.
Yeah. That's a great soundtrack, and the rest of it's by David Foster. Okay, this is a big song. I'm only going to play a couple of bits of it, but here you go. That's it. I mean, we're going to see the chat just go boom, boom, boom.
One that
It's going to light up. You can just boom. Yellow is correct, Casey. You get a half point and correct spelling. I just love it. And
Can I sidetrack you for a moment?
It's Oh Yeah. And Ferris, Dolly is on the board with a half point, and Casey takes the full point for the name and the artist. That's pretty awesome.
Right.
Can I sidetrack you for a moment?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
When this Ferris Bueller's Day came out, oh crap! Hang on, I gotta mute it. Screw it, I'll talk over it. Anyway, when that came out, I thought it was really cool. I went looking for the single.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
I had an uncle who was a DJ out in Montevideo, which is what I wanted to aspire to be after high school. Never went this way. And it was a country music station. And I said, I didn't know it, but I just called him or something. I said, hey, do you think you could get me this single for this? Oh, yeah, because you can't buy it. There was some problems with contractual release here in the United States. And my 45 thing is over there. But I still have it to this day. I got it before anyone else I knew because he mailed it to me from Montevideo because they sent it out as a promo to a country music station.
That is hilarious. Yeah, because they're not going to play that crap. You might as well give it to you.
Well, he also, I think I got from him too. I have to dig this out before the end of the show. I have David Hasselhoff singing "Do You Love Me" on a 45, and on the cover he's standing on kit with a leather vest, and it's raining.
Yeah, that's messed up right there. I love it. Okay, here comes your next 3 tracks. Because it's time for the DJ to slow things down a bit. Mark wanted he curated this section. This is the part of the dance that's the snowball dance. So if you have a partner that you'd like to,
you know what he means by snowball, don't you? Yeah, he means it's the no.
Yeah, I was talking more like the 60s snowball dance. Not from the 90s Clerks movie, but okay. Here we go. Tonight. Yes, that is Peter Cetera, Brian Frober, and it is Glory of Love, Mr. Peabody, and it is Officer and Gentleman, isn't it?
No,
it's not. It's Karate Kid Part 2. Officer and a Gentleman. There is a different. I know what the song he's thinking of, but it's not this one. So Karate Kid Part 2. That is correct. Has this been Glory, Brian Frober? I'm going to kick you in the nuts. That's not appropriate.
Glory hole of love.
Oh, you had to say it on the air.
I don't know what that means. Is it like water come out of it?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
You guys are filthy.
You're filthy. Oh, there was some fighting in there.
Full point.
Half point.
Win.
That's where we need the sound clip, you filthy animals.
You filthy animals. Okay, here comes track number 9 and another slow song. That's it. I mean, what else do you need? We're gonna get banned for this song. I know it.
That wasn't a small enough amount. You know, it's funny. My wife knows this because there's a remake of the song that came out like in the late '90s.
Oh yeah.
And she thought that was the original version of it. Boom.
Yep. All right. Top Gun.
Casey got it first.
Away. Take My Breath.
Yeah, he got Berlin and Take My Breath Away.
Who got the movie first? Brian Frober.
All right, Brian.
All right. Excellent. There's some half points in there.
Point.
And
Full
full point for somebody named Relford. Okay. Or as we love to call him, Kelsey Rayford. Okay. So the next.
First place.
All right. So this is your last one. I'm going to play a very small clip of this song and see if people can get it. I bet they will. That's 2 seconds.
That's pretty small. That's pretty small.
That's pretty small. Yeah, you know, sometimes, you know, it's great. I finally did dispute the copyright claim against me on Dan's episode, and they released it to me.
Nice.
So we're unbanned.
Who's the biggest defender?
SME, Sony.
Oh.
So I said, hey, we're not playing your song. It is Kokomo.
Brian Fober.
And it is, why can anybody get the freaking artist? Are you kidding me? Weekend at Bernie's, not correct. So
Brian Fober got Cocktail also.
Cocktail's correct, but why isn't the artist coming up? Dolly gets a half point. No, Brian got in just before her.
Oh, Brian, sorry.
Yep. Oh, but that was good though. I'm like, why is there no artist in here? That's weird. Bermuda. I love that people were guessing Bermuda. That's great. Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take you to Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. Right? We'll play a little bit more of that.
I think we played this.
Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take you. Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego. Baby, why don't we go? Jamaica, off the Florida Keys.
Saw those guys live 3 years ago. Mike Love's Beach Boys was a fantastic show. And whoever they had doubling for Brian Wilson was amazeballs. So where are we at, Mark? Tell us the totals and who wins the skulls for tonight.
Well, playing again for honor was Casey Relford, who pulled in first place.
Nice. But he's
not getting a skull, apparently.
Okay, all right.
And our second place winner, so close with 3 points, Mr. Peabody. Hey, Sherman. And then I don't know who that was. Third place with 2.5 points, Brian Fober. And then pulling in fourth, Chris Graham.
Nice.
With 2 points.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and mark them down for skulls. You guys know the drill. Hit me up on Facebook or email me at adam@RcadeRadio.com with your particulars. If you don't claim your prize, I will not send it, and I will not send it to you 8 weeks later when you remember. So please send me your deets now. Okay, because it'll probably take me 8 weeks to send it to you anyway. All right. That means we are going to move on to the next section, which tonight we don't really have one, but, we'll give it a drum roll.
Listener phone calls?
Boing. Normally we'd play a fanfare. Oh wait, we gotta check the voicemail.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
He's on autopilot tonight, Mark.
It's okay. This has happened before.
Thank you for calling 612-548-GAME. This is Arcade Radio. Please leave your message after the tone.
You wonder if people are... What the heck happened there?
I didn't do it.
What is going on in the back? I hear like someone underwater.
Is that the voice?
Hey, Arcade Radio. It's your buddy, Bob Zarzadek, control panel expert and technician. Hey, but you can call me Officer Robert today. You see, I'm in a nice Airbnb that I found unlocked. I'm pretty sure the law is outside, though. Right now, I can hear that police talkity talk with something about a search warrant. Hey, when they storm in here, I'm going to storm out of my closet right behind them. Hey, and what better way to confuse a SWAT team than to wear the same uniform as them? Yeah, they were careless and they left their trunk open earlier, and now I look like a badass. Oh man, they're going to be so confused. Oh, wait. Here they come. Here I go. Hey, I think he went that way. Tango, cash. He looks like I need to help my fellow officers find this dude. So I'll catch you guys on the swappity swap. Zarzadek out.
He leaves us the funniest messages. You think he's going to make it out? He might have got shot.
No, it sounds like they thought he was one of them.
I know.
Now he's just going to have to pretend to be a cop indefinitely.
This is Officer Zarzadek.
I mean, Robert.
That guy. Hey, should we open up the phone lines?
Yeah, what do you got?
I don't know. I'm just saying that. Can we actually do that? Let's see what happens when we do it. Because we've never done that, really. Right?
I remember.
Have we?
Oh.
Right.
No.
Who was calling earlier? Did we see what?
No, I think it was just Facebook pinging. I think somehow I don't have my Facebook turned off.
Oh, okay.
It was Microsoft telling him to update.
Oh.
It was a personal call from Bill Gates.
Vehicle may have expired and should be reactivated to protect against the cost of repairs. If you have not responded to this notification,
Wow.
They called the game line?
I get calls like these all the time. Let's see here. Yeah, there's Tim. Yeah. No, I just have stuff in there from last week. But my favorite are the ones where they pretend to be like the IRS and need your social security number. You know.
To get your check?
Yeah. Hey, we're getting a call. Should I answer it?
Sure.
All right. This is Arcade Radio. You're on the air.
Hey, it's me, Ryan.
Ryan, how are you doing?
Hey.
Good. Is your vehicle's warranty expired?
Hey, guys, this is S1500. Welcome to the show.
Ryan, how are you doing?
Hold on, let me mute my TV.
You gotta mute your stuff so we're hearing ourselves.
It has been done.
All right, cool. So tell us, Ryan, how long have you been listening to this show?
I think since the beginning.
I think you are listener number 1, actually.
I'm sorry.
Brian hasn't even been hosting as long as you've been listening.
Again, I'm sorry.
I'm the original.
Hey, man, I got the Last Starfighter promotional soundtrack record that you dropped off the other day. That's awesome.
What'd you think of it? I never got a chance to listen to it.
Well, it's fantastic. I mean, I have a digital copy too, but it's fun to listen on good old vinyl. You know, doesn't sound too bad. It says some scratches and clicks and stuff, but it's in general, it's not bad. And it's a promotional copy. So.
The clicks and the scratches are part of the record. It's part of the experience.
It's part of the experience.
Amen. Yeah. Amen.
So tell us a little bit what you've been working on.
I bought a Flight 2000 pinball playfield, and I actually want to bring it back to life.
A Flight 2000 pinball. I'm not familiar.
You have a game? A playfield?
It's just a playfield. I bought it for $40 from that place on University,
Oh.
and I'm restoring it. It's in pretty bad shape, but I bought a lot of new fasteners for it, all LEDs, stuff like that.
Okay. So you're
from Summit?
That's funny because I know exactly. Summit's on University, right?
I want to basically interface it with an iPac board and actually try to make it work again. It's not going to be easy.
Well, that's all right. So that's cool. So you have a pinball machine or two in your house, right?
Yep, I have Secret Service and Firepower too. Love them both.
And digital stereo.
Yeah, he didn't hear that. Digital stereo.
And digital stereo, Secret Service, and you get to sing along with the movie soundtrack.
See some arms flailing here. I think my video feed is a couple seconds behind.
Yeah, we only hear you. So. All right. Well, Ryan, do you have any questions for us? Do you have any comments for us? What brings you to call us?
I just wanted to talk to another person in this COVID.
Nice.
Yeah, I hear you, brother.
What'd you call the name of our show, Adam, in the show notes?
But we shall see each other again.
Yeah, so I named this episode on YouTube. I called it what the hell did I call it?
It was clever.
It was super clever. No more COVID nights. That's what it was.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a new Paul McCartney song coming out.
Yes.
So
Ryan, it's another one of those charity generating songs like "We Are the World."
Yeah, it is. We're gonna do a live broadcast of No More COVID Nights, sung by Arcade Radio singers across the world.
Huh.
It'll be great. Mark is skeptical.
Okay, is Dan Aykroyd going to be showing up?
Run that by us again.
Dan Aykroyd, is he going to show up?
Oh yeah, Dan Aykroyd he'll be there for sure. Yep.
World-renowned musician. Okay.
And Huey Lewis, even though he's got Meniere's, he's going to sing too, and we're going to auto-tune him. That'll make him real happy.
Okay, I think he can take some time off of work at Starbucks.
I can wait another day.
Well, all right, just want to drop. Say hi.
All right. So that was Ryan S1500 in the chat. So give him some harassment while he's, he was nice.
So he's from the Twin Cities.
Ryan, thanks for calling in. And we're gonna take our next caller.
All right, sounds good. Cool.
All right. So that was Ryan. Give him some hell in the chat, people. Anybody else want to call in? That's 612-548-GAME. That's 612-548-4263. And then we'll just take your call. Otherwise, we're just gonna shoot the shit and hang out and whatnot. So call. That's the first time we've had anybody call in with any sort of success. Sometimes they call in and I'm like, wait a minute, we're taking calls?
Well, it is better than your management of the people participating in the video chats.
What are you talking about?
Well, you don't have to add them to your OBS.
I said hello to at least 4 people today.
Were they...
I knew I had it. Here, Adam.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the time we tried to have an arcade hangout chat.
Oh, and that was, by the way, the last time we saw Billy. Billy, did you have to look at the naked man when that...
You guys missed out.
Unfortunately, my eyes are still burning.
Hey, there's that album.
Here, Adam, here's a single for you.
Holy crap.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. So I bought this, he did a hits and history thing and he did a remix and it's kind of funky.
Everything a flutter. Another lonely night. Might take forever.
Yeah, that's from 2007. You could roller disco to that, baby.
Hell yeah!
I love it. All right, let's pick a topic and do a round robin.
All right, roller skating rinks.
Okay.
Social distancing.
Wait, that's 2 topics. Can we just pick one?
Well, no. I mean, it's an interesting question. Are we going to be able to have roller skating rinks again?
Yes.
Yeah. In fact,
but, I think you're going to have to be masked.
Most of the time, people are 6 feet away in those things anyway.
Right.
But if someone coughs in front of you, the chances of you getting COVID are high.
That's what I'm saying, masks.
Could we see a resurgence? I mean, that's an activity that is conducive for that.
You know,
what about drive-ins?
The Twin Cities.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I like roller derby. Roller derby. I like roller derby. I like roller rinks. We have the roller garden here in St. Louis Park. It is amazing. It's a super fun place, and I hope it gets to reopen soon.
Roller garden's cool, but they don't got Light Lab like this. You got to go to is it not Cheapskate, the one in Blaine, and then the one down in Apple Valley. They're on my Facebook things, but I can't think of them because I'm on a.
They have a huge thing in the roller garden with the like a light that goes like that.
They do? They must have put that in.
It's like on the back wall, and then they have their mirror ball at the top, and they turn all the lights off. It's pretty awesome.
The gardens with the big arch ceilings, right?
Yeah. It used to be a horse stable years and years and years and years and years and years ago. Hey, we're getting another call. Should we take it? This one's from out of town.
All right.
Somebody's calling in to say stop talking.
Hey, this is Arcade Radio. You're on the air.
Oh my gosh, this is Christopher Graham.
Christopher Graham?
Yes.
All right. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. What is going on with you guys?
Well, we're doing a show. You're in the chat, so you kind of know what's going on.
What?
Yeah.
This is a surprise. I just called the number to ask if you've extended your warranty on your car yet.
You're the second person. Wait, third person tonight, and no, I haven't. What can you?
I got one of those calls the other day, and I picked. I love playing with those guys when they call. So they go, "So what is the make and model of your car, sir?" And I go, "A 1985 Dodge Omni." Click.
Oh, it's funny. Next time somebody does that to me, I'm gonna do the same thing. Hey, now.
Yeah, it's just way too much fun to screw with it, but. I don't know what projects to talk about. I hauled a cabinet I got from a young proprietor of a place called Paradise Arcade. It used to be Star Wars, and then it was something else, and then it was left outside. And then I picked it up, and so I took it to the garage to see if the old isopropyl alcohol and Magic Eraser will help restore the artwork, if the artwork still exists. I'm betting it doesn't.
All right, so tell us about your dumpster fire, because you've been working on that.
Oh, this thing is cooking with gas since the last time.
Wait, so you got to start from the beginning, because there's a whole bunch of people who don't know what this is. What is the dumpster fire?
The dumpster fire is a virtual pinball machine that I have been making for probably the last 2.5 years, and it is made out of 80 to 90% recycled materials. So how it got started was, simply enough, I went to Midwest Gaming Classic in 2017, and I bought a used coin door. And then from there, I found some...
You built a virtual pinball from a coin door.
Started with the coin door. The coin door is the first part that I, honest to God, bought, because I knew I wanted to make one, and I was like, hey, there's a coin door. I'm dumb. Let's buy it. So I got that. And then a few months later, when the Portello's down the road was finishing up their construction, I went and talked to the foreman, and I said, hey, do you have any wood? And he said, sure. You can take like 3 or 4 sheets of that. So I took 3 or 4 sheets of this 8 by like 6 or whatever the hell it was, 3/4 inch plywood. And I started cutting out a pinball machine. So the biggest thing that has been a hindrance to it was, after Pinball Expo, which if any of you want to see the dumpster fire, take a look at the TNT Amusements video, the second one where he goes around and there's a homebrew thing. And you'll see my dumb bald head that looks like Homer Simpson. So after Pinball Expo, I was trying to fix something, and I did something really brilliant, which is I dropped the playfield monitor. So, needless to say, that was the end of that playfield monitor. But the lucky thing was, and keeping with the recycled materials, I had somehow stumbled onto a burnt-out LCD monitor while driving around Minneapolis last summer, and all I had to do is get the LED backlights, and it is better than ever. I've still got to get a little bit of the lighting and the trickery done, but it's been arted since you guys saw it at 2DCon last summer. It's been...
well, you also upgraded the GPU, right?
I did. I was originally using just... because I wanted to keep with used stuff, because that kind of became the heart of the project. I upgraded it from a 2-core to a Core i5 with, like 16 gigs of RAM and all that kind of stuff. But still used, only like a first or second generation Core i5. It has made the world of difference, and this thing is humming.
Well, that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you've been listening for a few weeks now regularly because of, I think, everyone's got a little extra time. Do you have any questions for us?
Yes. When, refinancing your mortgage.
That's actually funny. I'm actually closing on my mortgage on Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Well, good gravy. Well, this is the perfect time to do that, because we're not heading into any kind of economic hardship. Not whatsoever. Yeah. But anyways, guys, I'm someone you can tell who you ask the time, and it can tell you how to make a watch. So I will leave the phone lines empty. Maybe we can do a full one of these at one point when the dumpster fire is a little bit further along. But yeah, it's sitting right behind me right now, and I was actually working on a back glass for a homebrewed. Now, when I take these things to pinball shows, they tell me rules, which are we don't want you to have any actual tables on there. So I mostly go there with fan-made original tables. When I went to Pinball Expo, I actually did a reveal of the Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire pin, which, according to the pinball heads, is an unattainable license. I think that's a bunch of BS. I think any license is attainable. It's just whether or not somebody wants to pay the money for it.
And actually, at 2DCon last year, you had a Stranger Things table before Stern even had one.
And you know what? I am pretty sure that people from Stern were looking at it at MGC. I didn't know who it was, but there was this guy that kept looking around, and months later, he looked like the guy who designed the one for Stern. So yeah, I did have that one. Unfortunately, you will no longer be able to play that game at a convention, because I'm just not going to deal with Uncle Gary. But yeah, so long story short, it's going great. I got about like 167 tables set up right now. So needless to say, I I spend half of my time just paging through the menu and not deciding on anything.
Well, that's kind of, you know, it's fun to have that kind of thing.
Yeah, it is.
And I look forward to playing the upgrades in whatever the next open convention is. If it's MGC next year or if it's 2D-Con this year, who knows? It doesn't look good for 2D-Con in my book. But
I'm going to go. I'm going to say something really bold here. I don't think Pinball Expo is going to happen in October.
Yeah,
I don't think that. I think it's really, you know, they're going to start doing UFC fights this weekend, which is really a smart idea, isn't it? I tried to hang up 5 minutes ago, but obviously I keep jabbering. But they're going to do UFC fights this weekend. I don't think we're going to have a whole hell of a lot of anything to do. Anyways, on that note, goodbye.
All right. Thanks for calling in, Christopher. It was really good to hear your voice.
Thank you.
That's awesome. You know, it's funny. It is a question. Are we going to end up having all these events?
Can we take temperatures and do COVID tests before anybody can enter? I mean, are we going to eventually get to that point?
Well, they're showing that that's not really enough for what they have right now, and it's a goofy. I mean, everything that's going on is so early. We just don't know for sure, and a little bit of it is going to take trying and then honestly failing.
Yeah,
like having problems. I mean, we are in a different era where we don't have good medicine. What I was telling somebody one day was, you know, back in the early 1900s, a lot of these diseases like tuberculosis, we didn't have a cure, and they just kind of dealt with it and figured it out. We're not used to, in our lifetimes, dealing with medicine where it's like, no, you can't fix this disease. Or this, you know, I mean, like we have cancer, but we don't have like, you know, communicable diseases that you can't fix.
Right.
And
like AIDS, you can basically live forever with AIDS.
Yeah, I mean, even that we've solved now. You know, I mean, like for the most part.
And we have so much global travel, though. You know, where I work and where I worked until last Tuesday, that's part of the problem. You know, a lot of things can open up, but we're an event center, so without having a vaccine, you know, you can't do it.
No.
So Billy, I don't want to pry too much on and tell me if I'm asking too much. We haven't talked in a little while. So you said until last Tuesday. I know you were kind of furloughed. Has that become a more permanent?
I got my walking papers this last Tuesday. It was the last round of managers. That's okay. Not that anyone there will see it. No, I'm not working there anymore, so I guess I can be a little more open. But no, it's it might be time to look at a different technical field. I kind of fell into this and have been kind of the steady income since my son was born. So, you know, it's one of those things where through the cyclicals up and down, it's tough. And so I've been working and having a good time at home with the family. So, I'm making the best of it. I'm not hurting yet. So there may be a fire sale coming near you. But,
and I'm be buying some crazy moon game with little aliens running around in trackballs.
Nice.
You know, for those of you who don't know Billy in the chat, or I mean, so he really is just kind of let's say jack of all trades, a man of all trades, and the stuff he fixes. I mean, he spent, gosh, overnight. If you listen to the episode with me before 2D-Con, and we just hammered through that exterminator and got it working. But it really
does exterminator come up every episode? What is? Can we just not talk about that game like one night?
I didn't even mean to do that.
Oh my god!
I messaged him last show. We're gonna get a generator and we're gonna come over to the front of your house in the street. We're gonna fire it up and we're gonna have a good old time.
Yeah. I have a Honda EU 2000.
I think that'd be great. We'll have a bonfire.
You're too kind.
So it's not often that you meet people who just kind of look at stuff and go, yeah, I can figure out how to fix that. And it's a blast hanging out with him and just kind of like watching him think and yeah. So anyways, thank you for that, by the way. You saved my ass before that convention.
But see, that's what's great about this hobby. What I love about it, you're making the new 6100 boards. You had Jason on, who's, you know, he's thinking like one of you were joking about, how he was going through his whole thought process about a circuit and how to design it and all that. You know, I went to school for all that, and I can't remember it. What, you know, you look at something and you just, you know, look at it analytically. That kind of for me. But what I love is this hobby. Again, all of you guys, Mark and Adam, everybody has something to it, and we all kind of work together and make it better. So that's what I like. I love finding the information, and I think Adam's phone is ringing.
Got another call. Is Adam here?
How do we answer it?
We can't.
So
we need Adam.
Can any of us answer it?
No, just Adam.
Is somebody calling?
This is like the Atari episode. Adam, we need you.
I'm here. I'm here.
Somebody called, but we don't know who it was.
I knew that was going to happen. They did that on purpose.
Hey, wait, he's not leaning on the bookshelf there.
Hey, so this is my first cassette tape recorder from like 1975 or something.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think Billy Seven's going to start producing sounds for the show. We got, oh, that's good. I had that same tape recorder, dude.
Same thing.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. So did Billy.
Hey, my first cassette for my cassette recorder like that was the Bee Gees' Sgt. Pepper Lonely Heart Club Band. What was yours?
Oh, we're getting a call.
Because that was my first CD.
I think our caller is calling back.
My parents were too cheap. I just got blank tapes.
All right, let me take this. Here we go. Hey, Arcade Radio, you're on the air.
Hey, this is Ty. How's it going?
Hey!
We've been what? How you doing, buddy?
How you doing?
It's good to have you on the show. Ty, I think we you know the gang here. How you doing? What you working on?
Me right now, I've been working on my baby Pac-Man. I'm building a LED kit for Comet Pinball. They're having me put one together for them. So I'm looking forward to getting that done. I just did that. They have like a spreadsheet you fill out. So I did that. And
sweet.
Yep. And I did my Star Trek Next Generation pinball over. Yeah. I've had that one for quite a while, but it was all incandescent bulbs. And really, that pin is just so dark that it's really hard to play if you're in a dark room. You have to be in a lit room if you don't put LEDs in it.
There's a lot of pins like that. I end up putting spots in them. So what's your opinion? A mix of incandescent, or do you like to LED everything out?
I think putting some incandescence in some of the lights actually works all right. It's definitely like the shields on the ship. I haven't found ones that don't strobe at different, because the ship has like 3 big inserts for the shields.
Sure.
And when you the
shields,
I have some flex ones in there, and they strobe because it will change its brightness up and down.
Yeah.
And so when it's like a mid brightness, even if it's a non-ghosting, it still strobes. He's going to send me some flux ones which have capacitors in them, and I'll see how those work out. But I might actually just put incandescence in those particular ones as well.
Yeah, and I think it depends on the pin. Like Star Trek to me is a pin that's more modern, and I don't mind putting LEDs and DMDs as long as it's done tastefully. But I'm a fan of incandescence on the top and then light it up underneath. But
see, I think I'm the reverse. I think I like the incandescence in the inserts more, and white frosted in the GI.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I see people, one of the things, I think the biggest mistakes you can do in a pin is to put colored GI in it, because because when you do that, just like the artist has made art for the machine,
right?
And if you put a color on there, it erases. I don't know what the additive properties like exactly is, but if you put a lot of people put purple LEDs in Star Trek, and you basically you can't see half the art in the machine once you do that.
It's like when you turn a black light on in an arcade, you lose a lot of the artwork on the consoles, and or on the.
It's one thing if it's made for that, know.
Yeah, well, a lot of it was.
LEDs.
Yeah,
even,
I mean, Space Invaders has got the moon scene, which is definitely a white, black light on that, and that definitely needs that. As a matter of fact, all my machines have had incandescence. All my pins had incandescent bulbs until recently, except for I had traded. I had a Stern Quicksilver, and I'd put some LEDs in that one, just in some of the inserts and stuff. but I paid like $100 for that total, and then I ended up trading that for a like I don't know if it's homeowned only. It looks like it's homeowned only space station, and I got a Firepower 2, which was in rough shape. I ended up trading away the Firepower 2 with 2 other pins to get a cue ball wizard, that's actually really fun pin. And but the space station, the guy who traded with me, he had put LEDs in it, but he only put frosted white LEDs in the GI, and that has a second set of green GI when you go into condition green. It's pretty cool. So when you lock 2 balls, and then when you go to lock the 3rd ball, it releases all the balls, and it goes condition, and it has Steve Ritchie's voice going, redock, you must redock, and it says failure, and then it says condition green, and all the GI, the white GI turns off, and the green GI turns on, and it starts playing some pretty intense music. It's pretty cool. It's a fun effect.
Ty, are you seeing what Brian's holding up?
What's that?
Are you seeing what Brian's holding up right now on the show?
No, I'm not. Oh, can I watch something here? Where do I go? Arcade Radio?
Yeah. Well, if you go to RcadeRadio.live, that's where you'll find us. But yeah, he's holding up a baby Pac-Man reproduction CPR playfield that he just bought.
Oh, that's sweet. So what was it? RcadeRadio. What?
Live. RcadeRadio.live, people.
Or you can go to that tweet I sent you.
I see it here now.
By the way, we have a Patreon now too. People can donate to us on a weekly basis.
What?
Yeah.
Ty, you got.
Oh, he sent me a tweet. Okay. Well, I'm looking at you now. So.
Ty, you
yeah,
got
that's
silver for $100.
Can I see that baby Pac-Man playfield again?
No. Brian has been trying to talk, but he's not close enough to his mic, so
I was talking just fine.
That is so glossy.
Yeah, you're talking just fine. Nobody can hear you just fine.
So I was going to ask Ty, did you? So I'm getting ready to do LEDs in my Star Trek. Have you done the mirror blades on the side of that? I saw that. I don't normally do blades, but they look neat in that one.
What was that? Did we lose him? I wonder if we lost him.
I wanted to know. I want to know if you got a Stern Quicksilver for $100.
I'm here. Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Billy's asking if you got.
I'm getting the echo because I'm listening. I have to listen to YouTube feed.
Okay. Yeah, you need to turn that off. Just mute that and listen to us.
But I can only hear you.
He can't hear the other ones of us
because he was using it on the phone.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. So I have to repeat everything back. So Brian had a question for you. Brian, what was your question?
Do you like the mirror blades on the Star Trek Next Generation?
Do you like the mirror blades on the Star Trek The Next Generation?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that was easy.
Well, Ty, why don't you tell us, first of all, let us know, let the chatters know, where are you calling from, and what's your CLOV handle if you have one?
I'm calling from upstate New York, and my CLOV handle is just Ty. So it's TIGHE. Yeah, so the mirror blades in the Star Trek, those, I thought about doing it, but what I ended up doing is I put 2 spotlights in it, and that really made a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
And I got the slingshots, I got some brighter bulbs. I think I might even go, do one of those 4x4 towers in the slingshots.
Oh,
I think that will make a big difference. But and then there's a Klingon bird of prey ship, if anybody knows what that is.
Oh, yeah.
And there's 2 incandescent bulbs that are underneath the wings of that. And I ended up taking those out and putting in flex ones. And I pointed those more towards the center of the playfield. And then right where the right flipper is and the buck on the left side, there are 2 nut spots where you can put spotlights. So I got the kit from Comet, and they went right on there perfectly. I plugged them in the GI, and then actually put on top of the VUC, I had a Next Generation, Enterprise D ship that I got I took my daughter to a Comic-Con. I had one of those little boxes that you can it has random ships in it.
Yeah.
And it was the Enterprise D. It could have been anything. It could have been Voyager. It could have been Deep Space Nine or anything else. It was perfect. It worked out perfectly. And I just put some Gorilla tape makes like a double-sided tape that's wicked strong, and I just put some of that on top of the VUC and just stuck the ship on top of that, and it literally covers up the spotlight on the left-hand side. The spotlights look fine, but you don't even see the spotlight once you put the ship there.
All right,
and that lights up the. Go ahead.
I'm going to ask you a question, Ty. I think you and I met on Clav a long, long time ago, not in a galaxy that far away, and I know that's mixing metaphors, but I think at one time you needed a Star Trek coin box for your captain's chair.
For my captain's chair? I don't have a captain's chair.
Then it's not you, it's another Ty.
Another Ty, huh?
Huh. What?
No, that'd be cool to have a captain's chair. That's a fun game. I like that one a lot, but I don't have that one.
I did not meet you on Clav years ago, and you did not need. These are not the droids you're looking for.
Okay, that's fine.
So
one of the things I did find though was with the baby Pac-Man, the lights are they definitely need to be non-ghosting.
Oh yeah,
those things are.
Well, that's pretty common now, isn't it? Though when you buy lights, they need to be non-ghosting. I think that's pretty common when you buy lights now. They're just non-ghosting in general. I have a lot of old. I have a lot of LEDs that I bought from, years back that ghost. I probably should just throw them away because I never use them. So.
I mean, they're fine for coin doors and things like that.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, you could put them on a coin door. So, well, Ty, thanks for calling in, and we're gonna be wrapping up here soon. So if anybody else wants to call, and Ty, listen into this show when we're live.
Yeah,
how did you even find us? We love it.
Mark.
Well, we got to definitely have you on the show. I think it'd be fun to have you as a guest.
All right, I'd like that.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Nice.
We'll line it up. In fact, we might feature you next week. So, Mark, let's reach out to Ty and get that tidied up. All right, Guy. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
So that was Ty from Clav. Ty, on Clav. So we should probably take at least one more call, right?
You got one.
Well, we could. If anybody else from the chat wants to call in, you call in right now, and we will take your call. And we have one more call, and that's it for the night. Otherwise, we're just going to wrap it up. But I think this has been fun. This has been a unusual show.
What a great show. It's just like one of the best ones ever.
Yes, Ty is a guest. I'm hearing yes, Ty is a guest. Ty's voice does not match his beard. That's hilarious.
No, it doesn't.
And he's in the chat now. Though. He's in the chat now.
What was the project Ty did a while ago with the? He's done a couple of really cool ones. Gosh, what he made an arcade game out of a Nintendo. God, all right, I'm gonna look it up. Hold on.
Ty says nothing matches my beard.
Virtual Boy. That was his project, wasn't it?
We got Seabart still in Frober to call in. That's funny. We got the lines are open. Don't be shy. What'd you say, Brian?
Is it really that hard to hear me? That's funny.
Yeah, it is. Here comes a call.
Virtual Boy is the Ty project.
Virtual Boy, huh? All right. 832. I don't know where that is, but here we go. It's Arcade Radio. You're on the air.
Hey, Arcade Radio. What's up, you bastards? Hey, I can't talk for long. What's up?
Hey, man. Is this Bob?
I can't tell that. I can't say that. I'm with my buddies. I'm Officer Bob.
This is pretty interesting. Normally you don't call... Okay. I think he hung up.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, this is weird.
Are you eating donuts?
I love donuts. They taste good. That's great. Hey, I gotta go, guys.
All right. We'll talk to you later, whoever you are.
All right.
What the heck?
That was good.
How
can't...
weird.
Hey, question for you guys. So you kind of asked me this before, and I kind of know you guys, but I don't know if everyone else has heard this. How about each one of you tell us a little bit of a story, what kind of got you into the arcade collecting area?
All right. Well, I've told this story before. I'll try to be brief. But essentially, I think it started back in the 80s when we used to visit a friend, one of my dad's best friends who lived in Bloomington. And he had a pinball machine and a Coke machine in his house. I think that was partly the influence. Also, movies like The Toy, I think Silver Spoons, some of those other things. I don't think I watched Silver Spoons very much, but I did like Aaron Gray and Buck Rogers. But those types of movies where you like The Toy, what I remember thinking we watched it first of all because there's a scene where Jackie Gleason has behind his desk a portrait of his wife that's painted, and then the kids know where the button is to remove her clothing, and we all thought that was scandalous. But the kid in that movie is spoiled. It's Richard Pryor. It's a terrible movie. Also directed by Richard Donner, by the way. And he had like a whole bunch of arcade games and pinball machines in his house, and I thought that's friggin' cool. That would never happen, And then as I got older, I thought, well, I want an arcade game in my house. I want something that can do multiple games. And I didn't really want a MAME machine. MAME was super new at the time. This is back in 2002. And so I decided on Tron because it had 4 games in one. And Tron has always been a favorite movie of mine, and I love the music, Wendy Carlos, all that stuff. And so I started on that route. And in the meantime, over the next 10 years, I would have retro gaming parties with consoles. So Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Sony PlayStation, GameCube, all that stuff. Commodore 64, Apple II. And even when I was playing the Apple II as a kid, I always gravitated towards the arcade titles. Atari 2600, same thing. I always gravitated towards the Atari, the arcade titles. And I think I probably have bought the Midway and Atari collections for various platforms over and over again, just so I could play the arcade classics, And then I got to thinking, in the mid-2000s, in the late 2000s, getting into the 2010s, I could probably do better than having them run on the console. And you cannot play Star Wars on a GameCube. I'm sorry. You can't play Star Wars on a 1-up. It has to be on the original hardware. And so I started...
The force is strong with you.
Yeah. So I think in 2011, summer of 2011, it was 2012, I bought... I already had a Miss Pac-Man Cabaret. I had a Robotron cocktail that I got from... who's the guy out in Oakdale?
Hey, thanks for listening to the Temple
I'm
Horse.
enjoying this. You'll get your turn too. I like this.
Yeah. So anyway, who's the guy that does all the Williams repairs in Minnesota? Oakdale. Brian? Starts with
why am I forgetting his name? Bill. Not Bill.
Yes?
No.
No, it's
Boxcar.
No. It's not Anton. What the hell is it? It's
gosh.
Anyway.
The guy that sells all the components on eBay?
He fixed my blaster boards.
He's a Williams guy. He has a whole page dedicated to Joust. Anyway, it'll come to me after the show, and it's not important that we say his name on the air. But the point is that I bought the Robotron cocktail from him, and so I had these 3 games, and I thought, okay, I'm going to start.
Colby.
I'm going to start expanding my collection out. It's not Lon. Lon is the Joust champion, but it's not him. Joust Restore, Williams Repair, MN.
Mackie?
No.
Unbelievable.
What the hell? That sounds so awful. Yeah, it's not even coming up here anymore. I guess it's gonna come to me anyway.
Jet Usenet, different guy.
I don't know. Wait, everybody, we're gonna just. Do I have to like go through my emails now to find out?
No, you keep going. I'll figure it out.
So anyway,
Andre Chomney.
Andre, it is Andre. Thank you. God, I was gonna go nuts here. So Andre, awesome guy, super smart. Has helped tons of people on the forums fix their various Williams machines. Great guy. Anyway, in 2011, I went through a pretty terrible divorce, not because of arcade games. People always ask that, did your arcade games end your marriage? No, they fucking didn't end my marriage. She walked out on me, and it's her own loss. But anyway, 2 years later, I decided I'm going to fill my freaking basement with a ton of arcade games, and because I can. And so I went out and bought 4 games, like just in one fell swoop. So within a few weeks, I ended up with a Star Trek, a Star Wars, and because I'm a glutton for Star Trek, Star Wars, Tempest, and what's the fourth one? I can't remember. But anyway, 3 vectors out of the gate, and no experience in fixing games whatsoever, So over the last 7 to 8 years, I've learned a lot. Now I can fix my own 6100s and whatnot. But for the love of the game, I think it was just always there in some way, and I believe that the part that draws me back, or has always drawn me to it, is the times when I go to Aladdin's Castle or Shoba's Pizza or Chuck E. Cheese when it was first opened in the early 80s, 81, 82, was that it was a family and friends thing, and it was a hangout and it was a social event. And I don't think I ever got more than $5 when I was a kid with my parents. I'm sure I didn't spend more than $5 in an arcade when I was at Aladdin's when I'd go, But I was careful and picked my games, and it was just a really cool experience. And it's something that it's like car guys. They remember going to car hops and drive-ins and hanging with their friends. The cars were a vehicle, literally, for their socialization. Same thing for arcade games. And so that's my story.
Amen.
But Mark, why don't you tell us yours?
I can do it very quickly. In 2001, I was in an empty apartment in Philly. I wanted some pins, and I got some System 1 Gottlieb pins. I got Cleopatra, Sinbad, and Charlie's Angels. And,
ooh.
Yes.
Where in Philly?
Were they working?
They were, and they were about $400 each. This was like in 2001 or 2.
Did they have knee woof in them, or they were original?
I think No, they were original. They were 100% original.
Sweet, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then what's funny is that my boss told me that he was going to end my contract, then I was going to have to go back to Houston, so I sold them. And then literally the next day, he's like, "Hey, I've got good news. You're going to stay." And I'm like, "That is terrible news." And so I went to New Jersey and I bought an Alien Poker so I could still have my fix.
Oh, wow.
And then over some time, I got a Back to the Future pinball, and the Alien Poker and the Back to the Future pinball were buddies. But then in 2013 or 14, I got the best apartment in the world in downtown Minneapolis, and it had a space, like an inset wall that was really awkward. And I said, I'm going to fill this with arcade games. And so I went to Craigslist, got an Exevius, and then found John's Arcade, started to learn how to fix things. And then that was all she wrote, basically, after that. Now we're up to like 102 games.
Oh, you also found a Tron in town.
Yeah, some joker sold me his Tron for way too little, named Adam. I remember I was like, how about 800? And he's like, this is worth more than that.
What brought you to Minneapolis at the time?
I work programming, so there was a major corporation health insurance company in town. Wink, wink. not the one that makes the artificial hearts and stuff, but they actually had me in Philly. That in Philadelphia was where I got the pins. And one of the stories I always tell about my pins is that there was an eBay auction for the pin, and back then, like with MySpace, you could just copy and paste like JavaScript and CSS and stuff. Anyway, it broke the form for submitting your bid, so I fixed it. Like I made a copy and I bid, and then nobody else could bid against me because the page was broken. And I remember the guy. He's like rolling up the pin up the ramp, and he's like, "Yeah, it's cool you won this. I was expecting some other people to bid on it because it's kind of cool. I guess it was the Charlie's Angels." I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So.
That's hilarious.
Hey, not to real quick, because Adam and I shared a similar thing when Steve Wiebe was here for the Donkey Kong trial. And they showed the King of Kong here.
Yeah.
I found out about it like the day after it happened. I don't remember how or what, but so I actually played with their website address until I could figure out the address for registering for the contest to win tickets.
Oh.
And it worked. And so I posted it on KLOV or something, and then they figured it out and locked the page out. But then when we showed up, the theater was only half full, and I was talking to someone, and they're like, they didn't promote it very well. But anyway, yeah. So it's not like what you did, but yeah, it was kind of serendipitous. We got to see him, and it was really cool. I know Adam was there. Were you guys there?
I was not.
Yeah, there it is.
I think I was somewhere else.
Did you get one of these?
What'd you get?
I did. Yep.
This is
oh wow.
This is signed.
There's photos, Adam. I think you and I were near each other in line.
Yeah. Well, he was playing on my Donkey Kong.
Yep.
So I have like my VIP reserve seat signs from the event. I have a few of these. I should give these away as prizes.
Heck yeah.
We should have him on the show again. He was on first season. It's funny. He was on first season.
It was kind of a.
But it was fun because there was a plumber working in his house.
Yes, he had a lot of. I have to go for 5 minutes during the show.
But I have a few of these. They would be great as giveaways. I think we could make that happen.
Does it have the date on there?
Yeah, and it's July 11th. It doesn't have the year.
No.
Well, it's 2000 something or another. It was a while ago. Anyway, they're signed, and I've got a few of them.
Yep.
And then I have a few that are custom that I had them signed too that are just 8x10s. Maybe we can give those away sometime. If people are Steve Wiebe fans, Steve is a real person. Yes, he seems like an actor, but he's not. And actually, Ty, in addition to his Donkey Kong fame, he is a musician. He's a Christian artist. He just released a new album. He sounds exactly like Michael W. Smith. No offense, Steve. But he's got a similar vibe to that. He plays the drums. He's kind of a Renaissance man. He's an interesting person.
It shows in the movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's fun. It's for all that it is and all that it isn't. And I mean that in the way that we've talked to a number of people that were involved with that and also Chasing Ghosts. And
it's entertainment, though. It's entertainment.
It is. It's entertainment. And if you take it with that grain of salt, but I feel like some of the actors, quote unquote, the stars that were in it, the people that were featured, I should say, kind of got
Roy
the shaft.
Schilt?
Roy Schilt. God, Roy Schilt. If I could have Roy on this show, I think I would. I mean, that would be so awesome. Mr. Awesome is what that would be.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Let's do it before he dies.
Let's not forget Brian here before it gets too late. I want to hear his story.
Brian, we got to hear your story.
Mine was pretty simple. First of all, Mark, I think it's hilarious. I don't know if I knew this, that you and I lived in Philly at the same time. So that, which is interesting, but I didn't have any games back then. Basically, Susan went out to California with a couple of girlfriends, was hanging out with some like rock star guy she used to hang out with. Came home, said I had the best time ever playing Galaga. I was like, screw this. Found a Galaga on Craigslist, said I'm getting this for Christmas. Bought the game, brought it home. And I mean, I grew up like really liking arcade games. I loved Spy Hunter. And I'm like, well, so I went out and bought it. And then I get it home and I set it up and all proud of myself, right? Because I was that like guy that bought the dedicated original Galaga cabinet, you know, blah, blah, blah. The like quintessential Craigslist ad back in like 2006 or 7 or whenever the hell this happened. And I get it home and I'm looking at him all proud of this machine. I'm like, my girl went out there and played a game with this guy, but I bought her that game, you know, like, so. And so I'm looking at this cabinet and I'm like, why does the art around the screen not look like the Galaga when I Google it? Well, you know, it's probably just a variation. Why does the screen say Galag instead of Galaga? And so I started, you know, getting curious. Okay, what the hell's going on? And basically, I had bought a Galag in a Stratovox cabinet, you know, which is really funny because a lot of people get all upset with their first cabinet. They're like, oh, I did this or I did that. And, you know, is this really worth it? And I pretty much tell everybody that's buying their first cabinet, you're going to screw it up. Just do it. Like, get what you want, spend too much, like, get it over with, and then move on. I mean, because everybody does it at one point.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, so I started learning more, and then I was like, wait a minute, I used to love Mario Brothers, so I picked up a Mario Brothers. Then I love Gauntlet, I picked up a Gauntlet, and then next thing you know, I've got like 12, 13 machines, 14 machines in the basement, and I'm studying for my medical school exams, and I'm out of room, but I'm still finding machines. And this is back when like you could find a machine on Craigslist for $100.
Yeah.
And I mean, how do you say no to a machine for $100? So I'm studying down at this this cafe in Stillwater, and I got to know the owner really well. And I said to him one day, hey, I've got too many machines in my basement. Can I start putting machines here? And so I started operating machines.
It's incredible.
And ended up with like
that? At a bar or a coffee shop?
Shane's on Main in Stillwater. It was down on the water. It was awesome.
Is that the one when you first came into town there? They
closed. No, it's like an Indian restaurant but it's where I had my wedding reception. But I ended up with like 4 or 5 pinballs and like 30 arcade games, and then got accepted to residency in Hawaii, and made things a little difficult, but we had fun. So that's kind of my origin.
What year did you get the Galaga when you in Stillwater?
2007, I believe it was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you've done all of this, the Paradise Arcade and everything since then?
Yeah.
Holy cow. I mean, you all got great stories, but I mean, wow.
Yeah.
And I've been meaning to ask Mark too if he had a Back to the Future. So do you still have that?
I do. It's in the pinball room right now. I've upgraded, so now I have a Rocky and Bullwinkle, a Tron, 2 NBA Fast Breaks that are linked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Black Knight 2000 and the Back to the Future. I
Nice.
sold the Alien Poker.
Awesome collection.
Well, that's a good game though.
All right, Billy, you got to tell us your story.
But I told it not that many months ago. I don't think anybody would want to hear it again.
Well, just plus, the abbreviated version. People are still here waiting.
I don't do abbreviated, but I'll do my best. Like Brian? No, Adam.
Mm-hmm.
I was curious if you remember the pinball with the Coke machine. Same thing. My dad took me to someone's house one time. They had a pinball machine. I know it was a Bally from the 60s because you put the coins in the top of the lock bar. Don't remember the game. And I always had predisposition to coin-operated machines. And, as you got old enough and the games in the 70s were a new thing, it was cool. And loved the early arcade games, but as a little kid, especially when you got into like the Asteroids and the Pac-Man, quarter didn't last long, and I didn't have a lot of quarters.
Yeah.
I wasn't even supposed to It wasn't even supposed to be in arcades, but don't tell my mom. She's not listening tonight. But because they were den of iniquities. But pinball would last longer, for a quarter. And I liked it, honestly, better. I still love the video games. I loved them then. Donkey Kong. Couldn't play it for crap, but I'd always put a quarter in that if there was one around. And Tempest. But in my high school years, or leading up to that, as a little kid, Kiss, it was everywhere. Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. And I didn't have the records, but as a kid, they had all the toys and everything, and movie, and the friends' brothers had the music. So in high school, I bought a Kiss pinball machine, and that was actually my second machine. I got a machine in 7th grade. My dad told me about a machine at a garage sale, and my mom was not happy. I still have it. It's a Chicago coin motorcycle electromechanical game. And then I got the pinball machine, and then after that, it was all downhill very quickly. And the cool thing, though, back in those days, and I should post these for people, but Lieberman, LMC, out. There were a number of distributors at the time in town that don't exist anymore, but Lieberman was huge, and they had an attic, and I'd go out there. I went out for Chicago coin motorcycle light bulbs and locks and stuff, and I got to know the people. I was patient, and I wasn't crabby like the guys do in the games and moving and drinking all the time. And as I started to get games in the late 80s, early 90s, and I would ask them for parts, do you have this, do you have that? And all of a sudden I found out they actually had side art or buttons. I have a bag of original Midway buttons for the old Midway games. I haven't used them all yet, but they had them, and they would sell them to me cheap. So I could go up in the attic, and I'll tell this now because I've sold them all. I got 4 NOS Dragon's Lair side arts in early 90s. I paid $5 a piece for them. I've since sold them all. So after I was doing that, they started to have garage sales. So I have some lists of parts, all these games. We're talking about Star Wars, Donkey Kong, all these things, parts for $2, $3, $4, $5 for artwork and stuff. And I just learned how to fix things, and it got out of hand, and I built this stupid space that I'm sitting in that should have never happened. And I have a great time visiting with you guys, and I love KLOV. I don't know.
By the way,
that's about it.
I just in the chat posted a photo of Lieberman Companies on 9549 Penn Avenue, which does not exist there anymore.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because on Craigslist, like a few weeks ago, there was like one of those ads that said family-owned business, and it listed that address.
Well,
I thought.
So here's the thing: Lieberman owned that. They owned that building.
Yep.
And they have a huge history. Maybe we should try to get one of those guys on, because I've talked to them a million times too. And you talked about their attic. One of the Lieberman, I forget which his name is. It's one of the sons that now runs the place. Found a Pong machine up there that had been brought in for repair. But there was really nothing wrong with it. So this thing is like brand spanking new, and it's in his office now. Actually, they have it in the lobby of the new building, which is less than a half a block away. So.
Oh, okay.
So Lieberman's still in business, but the original location, which I posted in the chat, is no more. And they used to have Kent Herbeck's daughter as their secretary in the 90s, and I've and we all know Ernie. We know Joe Lease. We know, and then Brian and I have been recently working with someone who has been helping with pinball machines. Right, Brian?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I'm still here.
La, la, la.
What?
So yeah.
I don't know how you can't hear me. Yeah. No.
I hear it.
But anyway, they have a long legacy of, they used to do music. You used to be able to buy music for your jukeboxes there. They used to have rows and rows and rows, stacked rows of pinball machines and arcade games in the 90s, and all that stuff is gone. So.
Yep.
They just do big buck hunters, brand new. They do some raw thrills. They do vending machines, and they own real estate, so they rent out to other people. So
the irony is that we now actually get some of their chassis to repair.
Interesting. I love it when I find a game that has Lieberman on it, and they, for a while they were involved with not just vending but like supplying, kitchen parts for A&W and.
And they were HAP. They actually legitimately, their parts department was HAP.
Well, it wasn't originally. It was Lieberman Parts, and then HAP and them got together.
Yep.
And then HAP decided, Lieberman decided that wasn't a good marriage, so they broke it off. But yeah, for a while it was HAP. That was pretty interesting.
Do you guys, the people I remember at the parts counter when I was young and got, actually one year for a thank you gift around Christmas, I took in a cooler full of beer. I wasn't even old enough to buy beer. And I gave it to one of the guys. And when I came in the next time, one of the other guys said, "Don't ever do that again. That was a very bad idea." So I think we cracked into it during, but it was Scott and Kevin and Karen.
I remember Kevin.
Actually, Dragon's Lair, when I got mine, I didn't have a disc, and I went in there, and I said, "You have a disc?" And he goes, probably Kevin. I was, or was it Kevin? I don't know. One of them I was really good friends with. And he goes, "Hang on a second." And he goes over to what used to be Mars Advanced Replacement, and he comes over, and he has a brand new disc. And he goes, "Like this?" And I'm like, oh. And even then, because there was no eBay, there wasn't even really an internet at that point to exist. Yeah. And so I forget the parts manager's name, but he goes, "Hey, what do you think we should sell this for?" And he goes, "Who wants to know?" And he goes, "Oh, Dave over there." And he goes, "I just give it to him." So the Dragon Slayer disc in my game to this day, because I run original hardware, do have the Dexter though, even though Zyla didn't like it. I do run all original hardware. Is from Mars Advanced Replacement. It never gotten used, so
that's cool.
Free.
That reminds me, that guy that was going to sell me the Space Ace and the Us versus Them. He pussed out, is what I'm going to say. And he took a higher. He took a higher offer from somebody and didn't even give me any opportunity. So blah.
Nerd.
Well, you guys, this has been a fun show, I think.
Yeah.
We've had a big variety. Thanks for joining us tonight as a guest host, Mr. Billy.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thank you for doing this weekly, because I look forward to it right now.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
We have had a few people say that. I really appreciate it. I'm humbled by that. But it's really cool. I hope that people continue to listen and pass it on. And maybe we should really spin up this Patreon thing. We could add to production value. And I've got a friend who wants to help us with some stuff too. So this could be. I'm always looking for fun ways to make the show more interesting. So
if you want, I'll come do some voiceovers for Arcade Radio.
It's funny. I have a few from previous seasons, including Todd Rogers and a couple other people. I should probably play those at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, bumpers. Bring them up.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Especially, that'd be fun. So I think we're gonna wrap this up. I should play some. Should play some outro music. All right, that's going to be it for tonight. I want to thank you for listening into the Double R's, and this has been Arcade Radio.
And I can't find my sheets.
You can't find your sheets? That's because he's down there freaking looking at everything else except for the show.
No, I actually closed the sheets because we didn't have a guest.
Did you buy the iRobot? Is that what happened?
I don't know.
He's like, I bought 20 arcade games.
I didn't buy anything tonight. Yeah.
Or you could like us on Facebook.com/ArcadeRadio. Check out our never updated blog at arcaderadio.com.
Oh, That's cool. It's not updated? Shoot, I should do that. Okay. Why not call and leave comments and questions on the game line afterwards?
Or you can call
612-548-GAME.
Yeah,
we can call right now and get on the last 20 seconds.
Well, it's the line's shut down now. So.
Oh, good. I like how you did that.
Did Brian find his notes yet?
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you know when we're streaming live.
Yeah. And you can always set a reminder by doing that too at RcadeRadio.live. So, Mark?
I set my reminder on YouTube.
You can also subscribe to our podcast on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play Music, and whenever podcaster streams. We're also a little backed up there, but you probably should just go straight to YouTube.
That's going to be it for the show from Arcade Radio. We hope you had a great time, and we will see you next week. And this is the part where we take off our pants.
All right.
So I was thinking about releasing it. I was thinking about releasing an album of Arcade Radio songs.
Oh, that'd be cool.
You know, because you can do it on CD Baby, and it doesn't cost that much. Plus, it'd be fun. You have your own CD printed.
I was surprised there was a notch in my car to put the CD. My wife's like, "What's this hole for?" And I'm like, "That's for the CD."
Yeah, I have a 2015. I think that was the last year they put CD players in cars.
That's crazy.
They had cassettes in 2012. The guy that made houses or something had a cassette collection.
I don't know what he said, but I'm pretty sure I agree with it.
Yes.
Here we go.
Oh my god. Super excited.